Good. Good. Just good, everybody. Everything is just good. Does it always have to be part of the book? Does it have to be something new, a discovery? One time, sometimes, and I guess this is the time that I can come on here and just do a little bit of bric-a-brac, which means a little bit of everything. So what I had chosen to do is that in one of the programs I had just saw, they showed this symbol for the underground in Europe or in London. This symbol is the same symbol they showed at the Last Supper in the Da Vinci Code picture, Jesus, the Last Supper. It's above the window. It's a Greek symbol. This is above the window, the center window in the Da Vinci Code in the Last Supper, that painting on the wall. Okay. What else is on this page? The body is money. The mind is everything. So that means the spade would be the body, and the body gets its life as it's married to its money, but the club is the man's mind, where his heart should actually be. Inside a clubhouse, sharing between both sides and knowing the differences. The club, a ball for each side, and the one in the center for knowing both sides of the mind. The biggest and most important ball in the club is actually the little ball that you do not see. When you see a club card, did I say spade? When you see a club card, what you do not see is what you see on the clock, that little pin that goes in the center. Those three different round clubs, they're each individuals going around another circular value. So they're each feeding and giving into the same system. And on the club, it's 4, 2, 6, and 6, 12. It's the number of creation that's happening. And then the center one, it's all feeding off the number 5. And the stand that goes on it stands in position 8. And the reason it only has to have 3 is because you're of the other 3. 3 and 3 creation makes the 9 birth of man. So that's all you see with the clubhouse. Another thing I wrote down somewhere, I don't know, I was just playing some games that this is the question mark. And for some reason, everything that bends over like this, okay, it's always like there's water or something coming out of it. And it's got a dot on the bottom, and this one's got a dot on the bottom, and this I has got a dot, and this J has got a dot. So they all have something in common. So somehow they're implicated together to give a totality of something. Now, since we're not too sure what to do with the exclamation point, well, on your keyboard, it's usually on the number 1, if I'm correct. And on my keyboard, I am correct. And for the question mark, it's on the bottom level on my keyboard. Okay, and I seem to have an English-French keyboard of some sort, but it's a white key. So the exclamation point and the question point are white keys. And the blue keys on these keyboard, I think, have to do with the interior world. The reason for 5959 on the clock, which is EI, the French and the English, is because I think the other world, the French world, is the blue world. And the English world would get the white world. That's the way it works, because we're different combinations of English-French, English-American, English this. It's different combinations that instead of saying English, I'll say it's number 2 and number 9. Then I'll say 2 times 9, 2 plus 9, 18 and 11, 29 total, which is the last day of February this year. The 92nd day reversed, which is today on April 1st. April Fools, everybody. Okay, so it's just different combinations of God saying, here's the information written out. But instead of him giving us notes and sentences telling exactly how creation came, he gave us letters on the keyboards in different positions. And within our mind that we thought we created it, we actually did, but from a source at a higher up thinking that we're not sure where our ideas actually come from anyways, do we? And that's where it comes from. So this all gets entangled, and we still think that, hey, we're so great, we did it. But yes, we are the vision at the end. We make the last movement of the mark, and that's why we're not perfect. Yes, what's up there, guy? Oh, he's sending me messages. Something's coming. I don't know what it is. This cat's nuts. I got the black one chasing this one, and this one crying all night. I guess he's done. Okay, so that's not the only key. So, like on the keyboard, just for the hell of it, just for the hell of it, just for the hell of it, the dot I was talking about. Look, see the dot I was talking about? The dot on the I? The dot goes under 3, 6, and 9. That means the birth or man or creation gets part of this dot. The exclamation point has to do with who's born. Dot under the exclamation point. It is a creation of man. It is a child under the dot, which would be the question mark of is it a boy or is it a girl? And it's going to be a jack. 4 and 6 because it gets a 10 value. Doesn't matter if you end up making the 10 with different numbers at the end, it gets a 10 mark. 10 mark is one part of everything making the total whole, and it is what it is. It is man on earth. Automatically, you have the angel connect 4 inside the 2 worlds of the 8 heaven. 4 corners and 4 corners make 8. And this year, we brought in the 9th. The center core, the passage of the mind. The 29th day, the letter K. It is also the letter B. Figure it out, count all the way around, and you will figure out exactly what it is. Do I have anything else written down? A little bit of this and a little bit of that. You ever see the difference between the notes? This is one way to do it. This is the in-between, the 1 and the 1. Man is trapped. And there's the other one. It's not the same thing. This can turn into a Q. If you take a real good look, it turns into a Q. This is like a chicken on a spit, and it's turning around and turning around because we're just a bunch of numbers turning around in each other like this, and life is going, and then no more electricity. Oh! You wake up, you go, oh, wow, she's good looking next to me. And the other one wakes up and go, where am I? Seems to be pretty hot. The sun is hot in this part. I didn't know I was on vacation. Whoa, as the night comes in, I don't understand. My skin feels like it's burning as the coal from the mines of the demons from under the ground burn my skin. But the first night, I'm really mixed up because the chicks are hot. And everybody's loose like a goose, and the drugs are so free, and no one has to pay for everything. I must be in heaven. Hey, buddy, where am I tonight? You don't know? Ain't this heaven? Yeah, it couldn't be any worse than hell. So he comes to the second guy, and he goes, hey, nice night. Nice chicks. They're hot. They're them little devils. Oh, wow. Pumpkins. I seem to be one of them seedlings. Oh my God, what's she doing to me? She's hot and heavy, but she's another she-devil. Where the hell am I? Look, the sun, she's coming up. But wait, the sun, she burns red. She's hot with the blood and fire. What are those teeth? The women have turned into vampires. They eat on your flesh of the lust you lost during the night. You had that one last night to get out from where you were into the binding hell. How we sold ourselves to hell, don't you know? One dies within, one replaces. One dies within, one replaces. And it's a continuous non-stop. And they keep transferring you, and your mind keeps living you on. And that's why they call it hell, because it's forever, and it's not always good. And when it's bad, sometimes it's terrible. You'll even get hung at the stake, depending on which life you come back in. And if this is not the actual truth to what it is, you definitely know and definitely have seen a lot of hell on TV. And you can vision and within vision. You can within it vision until you get so scared that you don't even want to make sure that it's ever going to exist. But to understand it exists, understand how it came to be. Because that's how we will remember never to have it again. But if we forget how it came to be, this hell within our world we live that exists right now upon us, if we forget all about how it came to be, then we will never be again. Do not be afraid. Just give a helping hand, man. That's all it is. It's all stupid. Ah, you're giving a helping hand, because that's where it all begins. It's that helping hand, because if somebody is always stuck on the side of the road, that's somebody that's stuck today, and many others become like it, become poverty, and they have no choice but to live and to push and to scavenger off of us. So if we help those in povertarians, they never become those who scavenger us, because we are sharing. We must share within the infrastructure, within our state, state by state. We must make sure we are all self-sufficient, and if we have to get rid of that gas, we'll get rid of it. We must stick together, like the claws of a lobster, okay, like the penguins that sits on the egg in the bitter cold. We must stick together, that there is no government, but it is the people, okay, and give not a name. Give not a name. Not to run for presidency. Everybody should be an individual. You can't be really a Republican. You can't be all these things. You have to be an individual, okay? But if you do say you're a Republican, then what are the laws under the Republican Act that you run under for who the name you represent upon? Who is this man? For whoever within one Republican name, I still and therefore will raise my hand in honor to the only R and P 34, meaning number one, okay, Ron Paul. I don't see anybody else, okay, that will heal the pain from the evil demons down in the dungeons. That yet the still evil forked tongue of the snake is still slithering around your neck. You are forever bidden into there until you forgive, till you understand. You will only be forgiven within yourself, that you understand why you want to be forgiven. It is only for within you that you will know that you've forgiven, because you have found truth within yourself. And if you need help, just ask. Oh my God, what happened? My whole video disappeared. Oh my God, it came back. Oh, it is only within you, my friends. Okay, yes, the evil can be saved, and they will say they were evil before, but now they're not. And those are usually some of the best men to know once from whence, where they were. What an evil place to be. Very, very evil. God never needs to correct anybody. You need to correct yourself. If we're too dumb to understand, but we want to learn right away, that's already a mark and a plus. Once you want, okay, time doesn't matter for how long it's going to take, as long as you continue to want. And that's all you have to know. That means you can be the dumbest one in the world and want forever. And whether you never understand, your position on the stand is Raphael 7286, Mr. Tacpans.